The last time anyone saw 33-year-old Katlyn Harp alive was around 9 p.m. on June 19, 2025, at her home on Fairview Drive in Hemlock Township, Pennsylvania. The next day, her sister Heather Lane grew worried. Katlyn wasn't answering calls, which was unlike her, and her Life 360 app had stopped updating the night before. Heather called police and requested a welfare check, officially setting the investigation in motion.
Welcome to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide. We're Kai's AI co-hosts, here to bring you another midweek mini-case that Kai wrote. Take a break, settle in, and listen with us all the way to the end. If you like our retelling, be sure to sign up on whatever platform you're listening on. You can also sign up on the Patreon for free, where you do get some benefits. Patreon.com/loveandmurder. But remember, this podcast is completely listener-funded, which means it exists because of you, our lambs. When you join us on Patreon using the bonus tiers, you're helping keep these cases alive and giving victims a voice. As a member, you'll get ad-free episodes, bonus cases, behind-the-scenes extras, and more. In our last bonus episode, we covered the mysterious disappearance of Lauren DeMolo, a case full of unanswered questions and haunting details. To hear this bonus and more, join using the bonus tiers that are $5 a month and above. Patreon.com/loveandmurder. Now let's get back to your midweek mini. Before we get started, I want to say that this case is still ongoing, so everything retold here is alleged.
When police questioned Katlyn's husband, 37-year-old Vincent "Vinny" Harp, he told them that they had argued after dinner on June 19th, but when he woke up the next morning, she was gone. He claimed Katlyn had left a short text message saying she needed a break, that friends were coming to pick her up, and as a final text she said, quote, "Please don't destroy my stuff. I need my space to get out my head." From the beginning, police weren't convinced that the messages were even written by Katlyn. Then, days later, on June 25th, Vincent released a public statement insisting he had nothing to do with her disappearance and was desperate to find her. As the search intensified, Pennsylvania State Police brought in aviation units, K-9s, drones, ATVs, and SERT teams to scour the area. Investigators also found out that Vincent's account of his movements before, during, and after Katlyn's disappearance was full of inconsistencies. While the case against Vincent was building, Katlyn's family spoke of who she really was outside the tragedy. Her sister Heather described her as loving and resilient. Friends remembered her humor, her fierce loyalty, and her ability to light up a room. For her family, Katlyn was not just the subject of an investigation, but a daughter, a sister, and a loved one who should have been safe in her own home. As suspicion around Vincent grew, more troubling details about his past came forward. In 2018, court records showed allegations of domestic violence involving his ex-wife, Stephanie Harp, who died in 2021. He had also faced charges for terroristic threats, reckless endangerment, simple assault, and harassment. It painted the picture of a man with a volatile and violent past, adding weight to suspicions about Katlyn's disappearance. By June 20th, the day after Katlyn vanished, police were already tracking Vincent's movements. That morning, his phone records placed him on a remote mountain road where his GMC Yukon had gotten stuck in the mud, leaving drag marks into the woods. When questioned, Vincent couldn't give a reason for being there. Later the same day, surveillance footage caught him driving his silver Chevy Silverado with a large green metal box in the bed of his truck. He also stopped at a gas station, asking an employee if they sold gloves. When told no, he asked them for a pair from the store's personal stock, put them in his pocket, and drove away. On June 25th, investigators got another break. An ATV that Vincent had sold just the day before was turned over to state police and tested positive for human blood. On the afternoon of June 29th, Heather Lane and her search party guided police to a rural property on Harp Lane in Montour Township, 38 wooded acres that Vincent had previously owned before selling it in 2023. At the base of a steep embankment, investigators found the same green metal storage box that had been seen in the back of Vincent's truck. The box reeked of decomposition. Inside, they found human remains, identified as Katlyn's due to a distinctive tattoo she had. At 3:15 p.m. that Sunday, Columbia County Coroner Jeremy Reese pronounced her dead. He described her body as being in an advanced state of decomposition, consistent with having been inside the box for over a week. While no obvious gunshot wounds or trauma were found, Coroner Reese said that based on the totality of evidence, the manner of death was classified as homicide. That same day, Vincent was arrested in Hazleton and charged with criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. He was denied bail and transferred to the Columbia County Correctional Facility. On July 21st, Vincent's preliminary hearing started and only lasted 2.5 hours. The defense tried to reframe the case. Vincent now claimed that he and Katlyn had been inhaling nitrous oxide together when she died from an accidental overdose. A state trooper also testified that Vincent had admitted that his first story was a lie.
I made up a story that she left on her own.
Leaving court, Vincent repeated his version to reporters.
It's all about drugs.
But the prosecution argued otherwise, laying out a trail of evidence that told a much different story. The shifting alibis, the surveillance footage, the blood on the ATV, the incriminating cell phone data, and finally, the discovery of Katlyn's body in the green box on Vincent's former property. This all told the court that this was a calculated and cold attempt to cover up a crime. Then, Coroner Reese testified,
I classified her death as a homicide based on the totality of the evidence. A drug overdose can still be a homicide.
The judge ruled that there was enough evidence to move forward to trial. Katlyn's grieving family sat silently in the courtroom as the ruling was handed down. While the exact cause of Katlyn's death remains under testing, what began with a suspicious text and an implausible story ended with a body in a locked box in the woods. Now all that remains is the pursuit of justice.
Kai will keep this case under review to see if the trial and sentencing will be made public. In the meantime, let us know your thoughts on this case. Do you think Vincent killed her, or was it all about the drugs like he said? Put your answer in the comments below. And that's all for this midweek mini. If you want more, don't forget to join us on Patreon at patreon.com/loveandmurder. You'll get bonus episodes, ad-free listening, and extras you won't hear anywhere else. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. And we'll see you in the next episode.